So I got the second level started right here, and I know I got all those little pebbles in there, but let me tell you, I can't really get those out too easily. So this is where we're going to start our layer of sod. And we got to do the second level first, because we don't want to be doing the first level and then walk on it and then tramp it all down. That'll ruin it. So we're going to start with this and then we'll go from there. All right guys, so this is our first thing of sod here. Now I actually do have a little bit of experience with this because I did put in a small backyard in our house in Arizona. So with the sod, there's a couple of things that you want to remember when you're doing this. So first thing I'm going to do is lay it out, and then you can kind of get a better idea of why we're doing it this way. So I'm going to get it laid out upside down just briefly. And the reason is you can see this stuff, it starts to dry out right here. This is what you want it to look like. And you got all your root system here's coming out. This is good. But when it starts to dry like this, so you want to either wet it. If it starts to dry, this isn't too bad. So we don't have to wet this. If it gets like completely chalky, then you want to wet it before you put it in. Other thing is you want to make sure that, this is just something that I like to do. I just like to scrape it just a little bit. It doesn't have to be a lot, because when these rolls get on the pallet, they start to get matted down. Okay, so I want these roots to kind of pop out a little bit so that they can grab the soil. I'm not putting a lot of pressure on it. I'm just barely kind of letting the rake do the work, just to make the surface rough, so that when I lay it down, those roots want to come out and they want to start grabbing that dirt right away. You don't have to do this part, but this is what I like to do. So you can see it's a lot rougher in these areas where I just scraped it right here. And so those are the roots of that grass. So we want that to grab a hold as best we can, and we want to do it as quick as we can so that it takes hold and doesn't die. Okay, so I have the sod up here. So if we look down at this, and what you'll see is I can lay it straight if I want to, right? You can do this and kind of go, but because I don't have a perfectly straight surface here, I'm gonna have gaps. So what I wanna do is I wanna overlay this just a little bit, and then I can cut into it. Easiest way is if you have a pair of, like gardening shears or something, you could do that, or I just usually use a little bit of a knife and I can cut away. So like right here, because it curves around, I'm gonna have to slowly cut a little piece off of this so that that will lay flat in there. It's gonna go across like that right here. It'll lay flat. You wanna kinda get it to set in here so that it's nice and neat. And then we'll go from there. First piece in, looking good. All right, so this is what I was talking about. So right here, you can just kind of go across like this. It's gonna kind of give you an idea, and then you can kind of go like this, stick it through there. All right, and that's gonna give you an idea of where it's at. And then all you have to do is kind of cut. And again, this doesn't have to be perfect, guys. I'm not a landscaper by any means, but you can kind of get the idea. And see, it's gonna lay down there. You wanna tuck it all in, nice and neat. Boom, and there you go. It's gonna sit in there just fine. All right, so you can see here, I've got the second piece of sod in, all right? So you wanna match up the seams as best you can. There's gonna be some gaps in here. There's just not really a way around that, but eventually it's not gonna matter. The grass will grow and fill in these gaps in right here. But this is the area I wanted to point out. So I filled in this other area here with the piece, which is looking pretty good. And I already pre-cut it so that I could show you, but this is what you wanna do. You don't wanna line up the seam and put another piece here and go all the way across, and another piece here and go all the way across. You want to stagger it. So like if anybody's ever laid hardwood floor or you've laid tile or anything like that, same concept, okay? Because what'll happen is sometimes the seams, it'll take a while for them to fill in, and they might shrink back a little bit. And if they shrink back and you had a seam here that went up like this, it's gonna shrink back here and it's gonna create a hole right here, and you don't wanna do that. So you wanna sink it in as best you can, just like we did before. Make sure it's in there, right? We already did the scraping and everything on there, but eventually, you can kind of see, if you do it a decent enough job, the seams, they don't stand out as much. And then hopefully what the point is you'll get it to where when you're watering it and it's growing in good, then after a couple weeks, you'll stop seeing the seams there, and it'll just like one thing of grass, and that's what you're going for.
We're pretty good. My dad's been getting a lot. He's currently bringing the soil in. I mean, what is it called again?
Do that one there. We're getting there. I still got to do a little bit up there, and then we turn back around. There's some more of the bricks up there that I gotta lay, and of course I gotta chop all that nastiness up there. But we're getting there. Gotta finish the rest up tomorrow. It's getting a little late. We'll finish that up over there tomorrow.
Go to Wazwa, W-A-A-Z-W-A on YouTube, and please subscribe, like, share, and comment on my channel. Thanks.